how are we getting on? I've got quite a few guides here on this channel to the later stages in the Picross games. What I thought I'd do was go back and just explain some of the methodology and tricks and stuff that I use when I'm working out those more difficult puzzles. Now the thing is, if you're new to Picross and you're looking at them as a kind of a Sudoku style puzzle, it's similar in ways, in the fact that like the numbers that it gives you are always enough to always be able to work out the puzzle without ever taking a guess. You can use one move in Picross if you're stuck and you can't find it, and I will go through that, which is to work backwards from where you get cut completely out. Now I'm just going to go into this first puzzle here and show just the basics of how Picross is, and yeah, why you never have to make a mistake. Obviously you always have the lines down either side unless you're in Mega Picross, where each line will tell you exactly what's in it. And it is just a case of like, if the line says 5, then there has to be 5 solid pieces throughout it. So which means that every single piece in that is going to be solid. And the same works if there's a blank in it. You'll see me in some of my videos where I even audibly say 1 blank 3. And that is a case of if there is a blank in the thing, you can add that as an extra number. So 1 and 3, but there's also a blank there. So there's 5 there. So when you look at a puzzle that's got any amount of numbers on the side which perfectly add up to the vertical or horizontal lines on a puzzle, you can work it out straight away. So the 1 and the 3 has to fit in there. Likewise, in puzzles you should always figure out where the middle point is. So that's to say that on a puzzle of this size, if it's 5 wide or in height, you can always see if it's got 3 on the side, 3 is the point where it will always be in the middle. So if there was a 3 here, you know that this middle one is going to be lit up. If that said 4, this will be lit up, and also 4 from this side will always extend to here, and likewise it will come back and light up that side. You can work out the fact that, yeah, which way you're looking for if you have a 3. On a 10 size puzzle, what you're looking for is any number which adds up to higher than 6 on the sides, because 6 is the point where it passes the halfway line. So if you have a 6 on a 10 wide puzzle, you can straight away at least fill in 1 piece to it. And on a 15 wide puzzle, you're looking for a number that's higher than 8 or higher. 8 is exactly in the middle point. And then, yeah, anything that's higher than 8, you can extend out on the sides. I mentioned there's another way as well of working it out from information. If you go to a point in a puzzle and you're completely and utterly stumped and you can't figure out which way you're going, what you can do is you can try and go to a corner which has a large number value to it. So see here, you've got the 3, and you can apply these pieces, which is neither the X nor the filled in piece, and just quickly do a what if scenario. So say if you had a what if the 3 started up here, and then build out the puzzle from that. So say like if the 3 was here, then this top 3 would come down 1 to 3. This one would go 1 like that. The 5 would come across the middle, and you go until the point where you see something that absolutely contradicts what's happened. And here with this 1 and 3, this would have to be a 1, 1, 2, 3. So like from this piece of working out, all you can tell from this for absolute certain when you start in a corner like that is that this corner piece is not where that 3 starts. So then you can erase all of those pieces again. And that's the only bit of information you get from it, is this X. And what you can do is you could try it from the other side. Say, what if the 3 started here? 1, 2, 3. And again, as you work out the puzzle, you can see the fact that, yes, it's all working so far, except for the fact that the 1, 2, 3 and 1 here would make that 4. Which means that the 3 can't start in this corner. And yeah, from working that out, even on larger puzzles, this will also work. You just have to find a corner that's got a number to it, and I usually just go to a corner where I've got nothing else worked out, and just try and see a what if, and see if you can expand out a small bit until you hit like something that's a blatant contradiction. And then by working out those two x's, yeah, you can see exactly where you have to be able to find where the tree is. But again, that's just some of the basics and how these things get worked out. Usually when I start a puzzle, the easiest way is just go for the largest numbers, which would be the 5s here, and then go for the ones which add up to 5. So here you've got the 1 gap 3 coming downwards, and inversely you have 1 gap 1 2 3 across the side. This is another one that adds to 5, so 1 gap 1 2 3. And back this way is the 1 gap 1 2 3. You didn't even have to go for the trees on this one because it's the very first puzzle. Quite easy. They do get far more difficult than that, but that's just some of the basics as to how to work stuff out without ever taking a guess. But also, if you do need to work stuff out, the to drop in that what if button, it's X on the standard Nintendo Switch controller. So hopefully that can help you guys out. And like I said, what starts off on the 5 puzzles works the exact same into the 10s as you move along through the difficulty. It is just a case of looking for your larger numbers, which is the 10s, or again here looking at the ones which are anything greater than 5 on a 10 puzzle. Because as you see, if the 9 was to start up here, and you can count it out by holding, I use R1 for it, but if you hold R1 you can count it down, and if the 9 would come all the way down, it would have to reach this far down, and going back the other way, if the 9 was to start here, you can then count upwards and fill in each piece as you go backwards until you get to the 9. So that is just a case of like how to use that R1 just to help you count through and see. But yeah, any place where you've got a number that's greater than 6 or greater, you'll be able to fill in. So the 7, if you know in Picross, say like the 6 would overexpand here coming down from the top, and the 7 would extend that far. In the same way, the 8, you'll be able to fill in these middle pieces here, these pieces because it's over 7, and these pieces because it's over, well, because it's an 8. And yeah, the same at the bottom where you go from the 9. Like a 9 will extend all the way out to the edge, bar that one at the very, very corner. But yeah, as I just said, I'd give a quick run through the basics of Picross. And yeah, hopefully you guys can use that to kind of get your foothold in the door of Picross if you're stuck in it. If you have any questions at all, drop them down below and I'll see if I can come back and answer them. Or if you take a look at some of the guide videos which start off at, I think is it puzzle 100 I have so far on this channel, you can see some of the larger ones. And if you have any questions, again, just drop a question in the comments and I'll see if I can spot it and get back and leave an answer as to how certain parts are worked out. Or if there's a puzzle number that you're stuck on, just give a shout and I'll see if I can take a look at it and see if, and give an in-depth explanation as to how certain parts are found on it. Okay, well, good luck and happy puzzling.